if I told you your pricey pothole problem could be taken care of?
Believe it or not, the Chicago Department of Transportation says they've repaired 40,000 potholes already this year.
Some of the potholes have gotten so bad they're almost 8 inches deep.
What if I told you there's a silent killer on America's roads, one that's draining wallets, snapping axles, and hiding in plain sight? The average American spends $1,500 a year on car repairs. 3% of their income vanished. Into what? This. Decaying roads aren't just an eyesore, they're a financial black hole. And today, we're exposing the 10 US states where asphalt nightmares are bankrupting drivers. Using the Road Roughness Index, a federal measure that grades roads as smooth for those under 95 and as disaster zone for those over 170, we've identified the worst offenders. Think your state's safe. Think again. Tax dollars vanish. Cars crumble. But who's really responsible? Stick around. The road to ruin starts now. But before we start, try to guess. Which state has the worst roads? A. California. B. Texas. C. Rhode Island. D. North Carolina. Write your guess in the comments and patiently watch this video till the end to find out the truth. Number 10. New Jersey. As of December 12, 2024, New Jersey recorded 625 fatal crashes and 662 deaths, nearly 100 more than in 2023. Pedestrian fatalities surged to 221, marking a 29% increase from the previous year and the highest number since 1988. These alarming trends highlight the urgent need for improved road safety measures across the state. The numbers tell the story. New Jersey has around 40,000 lane miles of roadway, yet over a third of them are in poor condition. Less than a quarter are in good shape, which means most roads are either falling apart or barely holding together. With all this in mind, one would assume the state is spending big on fixing the problem. The total highway budget hovers around $3 to $4 billion annually, but much of this money gets swallowed up by other priorities. Pension obligations, education, and public services all compete for a slice of the budget, leaving infrastructure underfunded year after year. Even revenue from toll roads, which should logically be used to maintain highways, often gets redirected to unrelated projects. Of course, it is not just about money. Several other factors make New Jersey's roads particularly vulnerable. The state's climate is a major culprit. Harsh winters bring the dreaded freeze-thaw cycles that wreak havoc on pavement. Road salt, while necessary for safety, accelerates corrosion and weakens surfaces even further. And then there is traffic, some of the worst in the country. The New Jersey Turnpike and Interstate 95 are among the busiest highways in the US, carrying a massive volume of vehicles daily. The constant wear and tear from heavy congestion means that even freshly paved roads do not stay smooth for long. You might have a question. Who pays for roads? Approximately 75% of the funding for road and highway maintenance in the US comes from state and local governments. Data from the Urban Institute indicates that states allocate an average of nearly 8% of their budgets to transportation infrastructure. This percentage has remained relatively stable over the decades, with roads and highways comprising 8% of state and local expenditures in 1977 and 6% in 2017. Given these funding trends, it is unsurprising that state highways rank as the deadliest roads in the nation, responsible for 33% of all traffic fatalities. The federal government supports state efforts through the Highway Trust Fund, which finances maintenance and improvements to the interstate highway system. This fund is primarily sustained by fuel taxes on gasoline and diesel. However, expenditures consistently exceed revenue, creating financial shortfalls. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the HTF recorded a $16 billion deficit in 2020. Projections suggest that without continued general fund transfers, a practice in place since 2008, the HTF would have been depleted by 2023. For drivers in New Jersey, these issues are part of daily life. Every bump, every unexpected detour, and every construction delay is a reminder that infrastructure is a problem that refuses to be ignored. Hidden Discovery needs your help. Subscribe to our channel and give this video a like so YouTube can promote it to more viewers. And now we move on. Number 9. Michigan. In 2023, Michigan reported 287,953 motor vehicle crashes, a 2% decrease from 2022, but incidents involving pedestrians and bicyclists saw alarming increases. Pedestrian crashes rose by 11%, with 183 fatalities, while bicycle-related crashes increased by 10%. These numbers are particularly concerning given Michigan's poor road conditions, ranked among the worst in the nation. Historically, investments in road improvements have contributed significantly to economic growth. But in Michigan, the situation is not that good. Michigan, the land of the Great Lakes, the auto industry, and unfortunately, some of the roughest roads in America. While Detroit may be known as the Motor City, the streets surrounding it often feel like an obstacle course designed to test the limits of any vehicle's suspension. Cracks, potholes, and uneven pavement make driving here more than just a commute, it's a daily challenge. Michigan ranks 9th in the nation for road roughness, with a road roughness index of 127.6. Nearly a quarter of its roads are in poor condition, while only 38% are considered good. That means more than 6 out of every 10 miles are in mediocre or worse shape, leaving drivers dealing with constant jolts and an endless game of pothole dodging. It is no surprise that local mechanics do brisk business in suspension repairs and wheel alignments. One of the biggest issues is funding. Even though the state's total highway spending is around $7.76 billion, the money often falls short of what's required to keep up with repairs, let alone major upgrades. Political disagreements and competing budget priorities leave infrastructure projects underfunded, delaying much-needed improvements year after year. Climate plays a major role in Michigan's road woes. Winters here are brutal, with freezing temperatures and constant snow leading to the dreaded freeze-thaw cycles that break apart pavement. Salt is heavily used to keep roads passable in winter, but it speeds up deterioration, corroding asphalt and concrete surfaces. By spring, many roads look like they have been through a battlefield, with deep potholes and crumbling shoulders waiting to catch unsuspecting drivers. Traffic congestion is another major factor. While Michigan may not have the density of New York or California, it has its fair share of bottlenecks, especially around Detroit, Grand Rapids, and other major cities. The constant heavy traffic, combined with the state's reliance on older roadways, accelerates wear and tear. Many of these roads were built decades ago and have been patched rather than properly rebuilt, creating a cycle of temporary fixes that never truly solve the problem. Environmental regulations and bureaucracy add another layer of complexity. Strict permitting processes slow down repairs and road expansion projects, meaning even when funding is available, work can take years to get started. At the same time, urban sprawl continues to expand, putting even more pressure on an already struggling road system. Are you from Michigan? Write in the comments what car you drive and how much you spend on repairs each year. Number 8. Louisiana. In 2024, Louisiana experienced 652 fatal crashes, resulting in 699 fatalities. This marks a decrease from the 811 fatalities reported in 2023. Despite this improvement, Louisiana's road infrastructure remains a concern. A 2021 report highlighted that 47% of major roads in the state are in poor or mediocre condition, contributing to hazardous driving conditions. Addressing these infrastructure issues is crucial for enhancing road safety and reducing traffic-related fatalities in Louisiana. In Louisiana, poor road conditions make full coverage insurance more than just an option. It is often a necessity. The state ranks 8th in the nation for road roughness, with a road roughness index of 128.3. A full 26% of roads are classified as being in poor condition, while only 36% are considered good. That means nearly 2/3 of Louisiana's roads fall into the category of mediocre at best, forcing drivers to navigate streets filled with cracks, potholes, and uneven pavement that can lead to costly repairs. One of the biggest issues is funding. Even though Louisiana spends roughly $3.48 billion per year on its highways, much of that funding is used for patchwork fixes rather than long-term improvements. Potholes get temporarily filled, Aging bridges receive minor reinforcements, but major reconstruction projects are often delayed or underfunded. The state's climate is another major factor. Heavy rainfall, high humidity, and frequent flooding accelerate road deterioration, causing pavement to weaken from the inside out. Hurricanes only make things worse, leaving behind cracked highways, washed-out bridges, and infrastructure that is constantly in need of emergency repairs. Unlike states with drier climates, Louisiana faces near-constant road damage that requires continuous investment to keep roads even remotely passable. Traffic congestion adds another layer of stress. Louisiana's major cities, including New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Shreveport, experience heavy daily traffic, putting additional strain on already crumbling roads. Many of these highways were built decades ago and have not been updated to handle modern traffic volumes. Bureaucratic delays and slow-moving construction projects only add to the frustration, as drivers find themselves stuck in seemingly endless roadwork zones. Strict environmental regulations and permitting processes also slow down road repair and expansion projects. While sustainability measures are important, they can contribute to lengthy delays in much-needed infrastructure upgrades. At the same time, urban sprawl has stretched Louisiana's road network thin, forcing more vehicles onto highways and streets that were not designed for such high levels of traffic. What's the road condition like in your state? Drop your answer in the comments below and we dive into the next one. Number 7. Massachusetts. For everyday drivers, neglected roads directly translate into higher vehicle repair and maintenance expenses. Additionally, poor road conditions can lead to increased insurance claims, making it more challenging to secure affordable car insurance. Drivers in states with subpar infrastructure who want to avoid paying out of pocket for pothole-related damages should consider full coverage car insurance. Unlike liability-only insurance, which covers damages owed to others in at-fault accidents, full coverage includes collision insurance, ensuring protection for the policyholder's own vehicle. While full coverage policies generally cost hundreds of dollars more per year than liability-only plans, competitive options exist that offer robust protection at reasonable rates. In Massachusetts, where road conditions continue to decline, this kind of insurance is not just a luxury, it is practically a necessity. Massachusetts ranks 7th in the nation for road roughness, with a road roughness index of 131.0. Nearly a third of its roads, 31%, are officially classified as being in poor condition. Meanwhile, only 37% of roads in the state are considered to be in good shape. That means that most roads in Massachusetts are either borderline acceptable or in active disrepair. For drivers, this results in constant wear and tear on their vehicles, unexpected repair costs, and a never-ending battle to avoid potholes and deteriorating pavement. The state's total highway expenditure is around $4.97 billion per year, a significant amount of money. However, much of this budget goes toward short-term fixes rather than long-term improvements. Instead of complete road reconstructions, many areas receive patchwork repairs that do little to solve the underlying issues. This approach leads to a frustrating cycle. Potholes are filled temporarily, but within months they reappear, forcing drivers to deal with the same hazards repeatedly. The cost of driving on Massachusetts' poorly maintained roads goes beyond frustration. According to national estimates, vehicle owners in the state spend hundreds of dollars extra each year due to road-related damage. The average driver in Massachusetts pays around $620 annually in additional repair and maintenance costs as a direct result of poor road conditions. That is money spent on replacing tires damaged by potholes, fixing misaligned suspensions, and repairing cracked windshields from loose debris. These extra expenses add up quickly, turning what should be routine vehicle upkeep into a costly burden. While weather does play a role in road deterioration, especially due to Massachusetts' freeze-thaw cycles in winter, the real problem lies in the state's aging infrastructure. Many of the roads were built decades ago and have not been properly upgraded to withstand the increased weight and volume of modern traffic. Boston, in particular, experiences some of the highest congestion levels in the country, and the sheer amount of daily traffic accelerates the wear and tear on roads that were never designed for such heavy use. Have you ever had to pay more for car repairs because of road conditions? Share your story with us and we move forward. Number 6. Hawaii. Hawaii may be famous for its stunning beaches, tropical climate, and breathtaking landscapes, but for drivers, the reality is far less picturesque. Poor road conditions are a daily frustration, costing residents time, money, and patience. Uneven pavement, deep potholes, and deteriorating asphalt make driving in the Aloha State a challenge, leading to frequent vehicle damage and rising repair costs. Hawaii ranks 6th in the nation for road roughness, with a road roughness index of 134.1. Around 25% of the state's roads are officially classified as being in poor condition, while only 28% are considered good. That means nearly half of the state's roadways are either deteriorating or barely holding together. For residents, this translates to constant maintenance expenses, as rough roads take a toll on tires, suspensions, and overall vehicle performance. Despite these issues, Hawaii invests heavily in its road network. The total highway expenditure is around $1.056 billion annually. However, even with significant spending, much of the funding is directed towards short-term repairs rather than long-term infrastructure improvements. The financial burden on drivers is substantial. In urban areas like Honolulu, where traffic congestion exacerbates the problem, that number climbs even higher. Some reports indicate that Honolulu drivers spend up to $851 annually on additional repairs caused by damaged roads. These costs include frequent tire replacements, wheel alignments, and suspension system repairs, all of which are directly tied to the state's failing infrastructure. Part of the problem is Hawaii's tropical climate. While freezing temperatures and road salt are common culprits in many mainland states, Hawaii faces a different set of challenges. Heavy rainfall erodes road surfaces, while high humidity accelerates the breakdown of asphalt. Additionally, the state's volcanic landscape presents unique engineering challenges, as shifting ground can cause cracks and structural weaknesses over time. Beyond weather-related damage, another major issue is congestion. Hawaii's road network was not designed to handle today's traffic volumes, especially in densely populated areas like Honolulu. The state's limited space and high population density mean that many roads are overused, with heavy congestion leading to rapid deterioration. Older roadways, many of which were constructed decades ago, struggle to keep up with modern vehicle demands. Bureaucracy also plays a role in the state's road problems. Hawaii has some of the strictest environmental regulations in the country, making it difficult to complete roadwork quickly. While these regulations serve an important purpose in protecting the island's delicate ecosystems, they also slow down repair and expansion projects, causing delays that leave drivers stuck with crumbling roads for years. How much do you think poor roads are costing drivers nationwide? Take a guess and let us know, and we move on to the next statistic. Number 5. New York. New York is one of the most economically powerful states in the country, home to finance, technology, and agriculture. However, when it comes to infrastructure, the state has a serious problem. Its roads rank among the worst in the nation. From the congested highways of downstate to the crumbling rural roads of upstate, deteriorating pavement and outdated infrastructure create constant frustration for drivers. New York ranks 5th in the country for road roughness, with a road roughness index of 136.6. Approximately 30% of the state's roads are in poor condition, while only 34% are in good shape. That means the majority of New York's roadways are either wearing down or already in serious disrepair. Despite significant state spending, temporary patchwork repairs take priority over full-scale renovations, leading to a cycle where roads break down faster than they are fixed. The state allocates $16.6 billion annually for highway maintenance and repairs, yet drivers still deal with major road quality issues. The cost of these poor road conditions falls heavily on vehicle owners. On average, New York drivers spend an extra $733 per year on vehicle operating costs due to rough roads. This includes money spent on tire damage, suspension repairs, and alignment fixes caused by potholes and uneven pavement. In rural areas where maintenance is even more inconsistent, these costs can be even higher. Beyond the potholes and cracked asphalt, New York also struggles with an aging bridge network. About 9% of the state's bridges are classified as structurally deficient, meaning they require immediate attention. Many of these failing bridges are found along major highways like Interstate 90, Interstate 87, and Interstate 81, which serve as critical transportation corridors linking upstate cities like Albany, Buffalo, Syracuse, and Rochester. The deterioration of these roadways impacts local economies, as poor infrastructure increases transportation costs for businesses and disrupts supply chains. Like in many other states with harsh climates, weather is a major factor in New York's road deterioration. Upstate winters bring heavy snowfall and freeze-thaw cycles that quickly break down pavement, while road salt, essential for safety, accelerates surface erosion. In coastal areas and river valleys like the Hudson Valley and western New York, frequent flooding weakens road foundations and leads to sinkholes. The combination of extreme weather and heavy traffic causes roads to degrade faster than they can be repaired. While the state has tried to address congestion and road conditions with major spending, bureaucratic inefficiencies often slow progress. Environmental regulations and extended permitting processes delay infrastructure upgrades, and political disagreements over transportation budgets leave many projects underfunded. As a result, New York continues to struggle with a road system that is far below the standards of its economic peers. Do you think road conditions are getting worse in your area? Share your thoughts with us, and we move on to the next state. Number 4. Wisconsin. In 2021, Wisconsin experienced 128,296 traffic crashes, resulting in 595 fatalities. Many of these incidents could have been prevented by addressing risky behaviors such as impaired driving, speeding, and not wearing seat belts. Notably, impaired or speeding drivers were involved in 49% of the 546 fatal crashes that year. These alarming statistics underscore the urgent need for improved road safety measures and infrastructure enhancements. The state's road roughness index sits at 139.4, making Wisconsin one of the most difficult places to drive in terms of pavement quality. 28% of roads are officially rated as being in poor condition, while just 25% qualify as good, meaning more than 3/4 of Wisconsin's roadways are in fair or worse condition. Despite efforts to maintain the state's vast network of highways, roads continue to degrade faster than they are fixed. Financially, Wisconsin is not among the nation's top spenders on roads. While total highway spending sits at $7.5 billion, much of this goes toward maintenance rather than full-scale reconstruction. That means roads receive frequent patchwork repairs, but long-term fixes remain elusive. As a result, drivers pay the price, literally. Wisconsin motorists spend hundreds of dollars extra per year on vehicle repairs due to road-related damage. The costs add up from pothole-induced tire blowouts, misaligned suspensions, and chipped windshields caused by loose debris. Like in many other states with harsh climates, weather plays a major role in road deterioration. Wisconsin experiences long, brutal winters with heavy snowfall and repeated freeze-thaw cycles, which cause pavement to crack and degrade rapidly. The extensive use of road salt, while necessary for safety, also accelerates road wear by corroding asphalt and concrete surfaces. Meanwhile, seasonal flooding along major riverways erodes road foundations, creating structural instability and increasing the need for repairs. Congestion also contributes to Wisconsin's road woes. While the state doesn't have the extreme traffic levels of New York or California, its highway system was not designed for today's vehicle volumes. Cities like Milwaukee, Madison, and Green Bay see significant daily traffic, particularly on I-94, I-43, and US Highway 41, where constant vehicle pressure leads to faster road deterioration. In rural areas, many roads were built decades ago and have not been properly upgraded, leaving drivers dealing with narrow lanes and crumbling pavement. Another challenge is the state's slow-moving approach to road repair. Infrastructure projects in Wisconsin frequently face bureaucratic delays, environmental permitting requirements, and political disputes over funding. This leads to stalled projects and long repair timelines, leaving drivers with no choice but to navigate hazardous road conditions for years before upgrades are completed. What do you think should be done to improve roads in your state? Let's hear your ideas, and we dive into the next shocking detail: Number 3. Nebraska. In 2020, Nebraska reported a total of 23,117 traffic crashes, resulting in 212 fatalities and 16,803 injuries. These alarming figures highlight the critical need for improved road safety measures and infrastructure enhancements. The economic impact is substantial, with the state incurring significant costs related to medical expenses, property damage, and loss of productivity due to these incidents. The state's road roughness index sits at 140.6, placing Nebraska just behind California and Rhode Island in terms of poor pavement conditions. 33% of roads in Nebraska are classified as being in poor condition, while only 33% are in good shape, a balance that leaves many drivers dealing with substandard infrastructure daily. The total annual highway budget for Nebraska is $3.08 billion, a significant sum, but one that does not seem to be enough to keep up with necessary repairs. The underfunding of infrastructure has a direct financial impact on drivers, who must spend hundreds of extra dollars per year on vehicle repairs due to damage caused by poor road conditions. Costs related to tire damage, suspension issues, and alignment repairs add up quickly, putting extra strain on residents already dealing with high fuel and insurance costs. Like in many other states with extreme weather, Nebraska's climate is a major factor in road deterioration. Harsh winters bring freeze-thaw cycles that rapidly break down pavement, while the use of road salt contributes to further damage by eroding the surface. Spring and summer present another set of challenges. Flooding along major rivers weakens road foundations, leading to collapses, sinkholes, and washouts. The 2019 Midwestern U.S. floods were particularly devastating, destroying bridges, damaging major highways, and costing $449 million in infrastructure repairs alone. The sheer scale of these disasters diverts funds from routine maintenance, making long-term solutions even harder to achieve. Traffic congestion may not be as severe as in urban states, but Nebraska's road network still faces significant strain. The state is a major transportation corridor for agricultural and commercial trucking, with heavy freight traffic putting constant pressure on its highways. Key routes like Interstate 80 and US, Highways 77 and 81 see high volumes of commercial vehicles, accelerating wear and tear on roads that are already in poor condition. In rural areas, many roads were built decades ago with minimal upgrades, leaving drivers dealing with narrow lanes, deteriorating shoulders, and poor visibility. Nebraska's infrastructure issues are further complicated by bureaucratic delays and slow-moving road projects. Limited funding, combined with complex permitting processes and environmental regulations, means that even when projects are approved, they can take years to complete. This leads to a frustrating cycle where drivers see constant road work but little long-term improvement. Are you satisfied with the state of your local roads? Share your experiences and we dive into the next state. Number 2. Rhode Island. In 2023, Rhode Island experienced a concerning rise in traffic fatalities. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported 72 traffic deaths, marking a 38% increase from the previous year. This surge underscores the urgent need for improved road safety measures and infrastructure enhancements. The state's road roughness index is 149.0, making it one of the roughest states to drive in. A staggering 41% of Rhode Island's roads are classified as being in poor condition, while only 27% are in good shape. This means that nearly 3 out of every 4 roads in the state are either deteriorating or barely acceptable. With such a high percentage of damaged roads, drivers pay the price, literally. On average, Rhode Island motorists spend hundreds of extra dollars per year in repair costs due to pothole damage, suspension failures, and misaligned wheels. However, total highway spending is just $1.27 billion, which is among the lowest budgets for road maintenance nationwide. The disparity between high spending per mile and a relatively low total budget means that repairs are concentrated in small areas, while much of the state's infrastructure continues to deteriorate. Bridges in Rhode Island are also a major concern. The state has a high percentage of structurally deficient bridges, many of which are in urgent need of repair. Key routes such as Interstate 95 and Route 146 experience significant wear due to heavy traffic volumes and aging infrastructure, increasing safety risks and leading to frequent construction delays. Many of these bridges are over 50 years old, requiring substantial overhauls rather than simple maintenance work. Like in many coastal states, weather plays a role in road deterioration. Rhode Island's location along the Atlantic coast means that heavy rain, winter storms, and saltwater exposure accelerate road degradation. Freeze-thaw cycles in the winter cause pavement to crack, while frequent flooding erodes road foundations. This constant environmental strain leads to faster pavement breakdown and more frequent repairs, further straining the state's already limited budget. Another key issue is traffic congestion, particularly in the Providence metropolitan area, where outdated roads struggle to handle modern traffic volumes. Now it's time to find out the correct answer to the quiz. Which state has the worst roads? A. California. B. Texas. C. Rhode Island. D. North Carolina. The correct answer is A. California. Number 1. California. As of 2024, California continues to face significant challenges with traffic accidents. The state consistently ranks among the top in the nation for traffic-related incidents. In 2024, California experienced nearly 4,000 fatal car accidents, positioning it second in the country for traffic-related deaths, just behind Texas. On average, California witnesses over 680 car accidents each day. This high frequency is attributed to the state's large population and the extensive number of vehicles on its roads. In 2021, the California Office of Traffic Safety reported 4,285 traffic fatalities, marking a 7.6% increase from the previous year. Alcohol-impaired driving was a significant contributor, with 1,370 fatalities involving drivers who had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08% or higher, representing a 16% increase from the prior year. These statistics underscore the ongoing need for enhanced road safety measures and public awareness campaigns to address the factors contributing to traffic accidents in California. The road roughness index in California is 160.3, making it the worst of all 50 states. 44% of California's roads are classified as being in poor condition, while only 22% are considered good. This means nearly half of the state's roads are falling apart, forcing drivers to spend extra money on vehicle repairs. The financial impact on motorists is staggering, with drivers in California paying hundreds of extra dollars each year due to tire blowouts, suspension damage, and misalignment caused by bad roads. Despite these conditions, California is one of the biggest spenders on infrastructure. However, the total annual highway budget sits at a massive $31.97 billion, the highest in the US. This raises questions about where the money is going, as funding often gets diverted to administrative costs and lengthy project delays rather than directly fixing roads. The result is a cycle of temporary patches rather than lasting improvements. Like in many other states, weather plays a role in California's road problems. The state's diverse climate brings unique challenges, from frequent earthquakes that crack pavement to coastal erosion and wildfires that weaken infrastructure. Heavy rains and flooding lead to mudslides, causing further damage and requiring expensive emergency repairs. In the Central Valley and desert regions, extreme heat causes roads to buckle, creating hazardous conditions. Another major issue is the bureaucracy surrounding road repairs. California's strict environmental laws, while important for sustainability, slow down roadwork projects, making even minor upgrades take years to complete. In many cases, the cost of completing a highway project is double or triple what it would be in other states due to regulatory hurdles and inefficient spending. Thank you for exploring the hidden corners of the USA with us. Share in the comments which state you're from and whether you're satisfied with the condition of the local roads. And check out other hidden discoveries on our channel.